All right, welcome back after the lunch break. I hope you guys all found something nice to eat and are sitting here now excited for the next speaker who I have the pleasure of introducing to you right now. It is Achim Himmelreich, who is the Director of Digital Transformation and Consumer Products and Retail at Capgemini. And also since 2013, he's the Vice-Präsident for the Bundesverband Digitale Wirtschaft, which is the organization that represents all the interests of companies invested in the digital space. He's going to talk to you about conversational commerce, the next revolution in commerce. And without any further ado, I would love you guys to welcome Achim on the stage and enjoy.
Hello, everybody. Maybe a little softer. Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invitation. Yes, I'm speaking about conversational commerce, next big thing in retail and maybe beyond retail. And maybe some of you say, okay, there's some of those consulting guys who talks about the next big thing. That's their job. But I will use the next half an hour to try to convince you that there's really something big going on. Something about me. I've been introduced as well, so I can skip this. I'm afraid I have too many slides for half an hour, so I will skip some of them. But I guess you can download the slides afterwards from the e-commerce website. So this is my agenda. What is conversational commerce? What is happening in the market? There are some smart speakers that are already successful and some that are about to come. And we have some examples of use. And of course, what are the opportunities and maybe threats for retailers and brands? Why is this of high importance for all of them? Okay, some quotations, especially from the United States, which is the front runner. Again, Germany is a little bit behind because we're that technology skeptical. But you see that 31% of US adults use voice to make a payment by 2022. Those are impressive numbers that show that there's something going on. Tens of millions of Alexa-enabled devices sold worldwide. Even in Germany, when I walked through the kitchens of my friends, I found the Alexas and how the kids are listening to music via Alexa and Spotify and all that kind of stuff. And what is really happening? Maybe some of you are familiar with the old AIDA model. Here is a little bit modified with the C conversion. Voice assistants are really able to cover the whole AIDA process, from attention, where the first contact is, and the voice assistants speak to the customers, over the decision where they give personal recommendations, answer questions, until up to the action when the transaction is really finalized. So all the things that have been covered by humans in the last decades will now be able to be covered by voice assistants. And we did a big study together with Intel and the Massachusetts Institute of Technologies, where we asked consumers in 8 or 9 countries, Germany as well, United States and the big Western European companies, how they react towards voice assistants. What do they think about conversational commerce? What do they think about communicating with a voice interface? And those are the answers. It is faster, it is more convenient, it provides greater choice. So the majority of the customers are positively minded towards those new possibilities. And maybe if you're interested in the study, you can leave me a business card after the speech, and I will send it to you. There are many of those quantitative results available. And where can smart speakers be applied? And you see almost everywhere. We have the virtual assistant, we have advertising. It's everything in the home. Maybe the smart home that we're talking about for years now, which is not yet fully equipped due to a lot of interfaces and a lack of convenience. But once the smart home will be a success story, of course it will be controlled by voice assistants. And those are the advantages. It's lower interaction cost. We are closer to the customer. You know, if Alexa is in your kitchen or in your living room, there's no place where Amazon can be closer to someone than at their home. And we have an increased conversion rate because it's more convenient. It has a superior usability. If you think about it, it's nothing new. If we look back in the past, like the 60s or the 70s, where I had my commercial socialization, there has been personal assistants in the shops. All the Germans know the saying or the metaphor about Aunt Emma. Aunt Emma has been the person at the corner store who knows you very well. You enter the shop and she said, "Hey Achim, this is the new salami you might like because that's familiar to the salami that you've been bought many times before." But during the last decades, we lost the human touch. It became more technological. We had a call center. And who of you likes to call centers? I guess really no one. Then we had customer service chat. Even less human interactions. And then we all were forced to do self-service for cost reasons. And there's no human interaction. And right now we do have the age of customer service chatbots, which regained a little bit of the human touch that once in the past has been in place in the times of Aunt Emma. And right now we're on the way to personalized assistance provided by artificial intelligence-enabled voice assistants. So somehow Aunt Emma is striking back with a huge technology that is now powerful enough to fulfill the needs. Market development. And this is maybe the most impressive chart of all the slides that I'm presenting. It's that we right now in 2018 are in the age where the voice recognition, especially by the leading machine from Google, outpaces the human accuracy threshold. So we have to think about that for some seconds. The accuracy of voice recognition from a artificial intelligence-enabled machine performs better, or will perform better now this year than our human interaction. Imagine what this means for a, say, McDonald's drive-through, especially in the United States, where people from completely different origins try to interact and order some meal. There are a lot of mistakes, and this is really a tipping point. And right now, this is the market situation. Amazon is the front runner, pushing Alexa aggressively into the market and successful, and Google is the number 2 right now. Google has the best performances when it comes to recognition, to voice recognition right now, but maybe we'll see it in the next month that might be changed. Apple, Facebook, and some other companies are planning to introduce their voice assistants as well. And those are impressive numbers as well. Smart speakers is really the technology that has the quickest adaptation of all technologies. You see the growth rates of tablets. There was 20%, almost 300% in mobile smartphone devices, which is impressive. And right now we have numbers above 600% when it comes to smart speakers. Never in human history a technology has been faster adopted and introduced in the market than smart speakers. Those are some numbers. Again, I will skip that show how much voice interaction really takes place. And this is the variety that Amazon right now offers. From the Dot to the new Amazon Show, a whole variety of smart devices that are voice assistant enabled. And of course, it's the big companies that are right now at the cutting edge. Those companies that develop smartphones with already voice assistants in place, like Siri, like Microsoft Cortana's, and of course Google. And of course they are in the best place to become the dominators of the market. And of course they do have some dollars in their pockets as well. Smart speakers in detail. it's not only Amazon Echo, Google Home, and the new Apple Home Pod. It's invoked from Microsoft. It's not that much distributed so far. Sonos is some kind of hybrid, because you know it from the hi-fi area, but it cooperates with Alexa and Google. So this is some kind of co-opetition, where it's a competitor to those speakers, but also there's a cooperation. But we have the Chinese companies developing smart speakers, voice assistants as well. And especially, maybe that's interesting, Staples, the retail chain, which developed their own smart speaker. Of course, they're not a tech company, so they don't have the know-how and the capabilities, but with in cooperation with IBM Watson, the AI division of IBM, they developed their own voice assistant. And we will come to that later when we talk about how can retailers react. Of course, thinking about developing skills for Alexa is somehow awkward, because of course Amazon is a competitor, and it's a huge competitor, and Amazon will control the data and the interface to the customer, but it's the quickest way, and it's the cheapest way as well. So maybe build an own one with a technology partner might be an alternative that is worth to think of. That's the number of voice skills. Here again you see an impressive growth rate, and you see again that Amazon with the Alexa ecosystem is reigning the market so far. But this, I'm pretty sure this will change over the course of this year. And we have many skills that are related to commerce and allow customers to interact with the brands, with the retailers. We are still in early days, so those are easy skills. They are not that powerful, but you can ask for leftovers to reorder your stuff. You can ask for cocktails, you can ask for recipes when it comes to meals and cooking, and even toothbrush companies started to develop their own skills for Alexa. And still, again, it's early days, it's rife with skills, but there's still uncertainty. 1/3 of the skills have a 1-star rating. That's a typical situation that we have when a market is new and everybody tries to develop something, then a good portion of the things that are developed are not that mature. But this will change towards some quality over the next 1 or 2 years again. Google Home, as I said before, is 6 more likely to answer your questions as Amazon's Alexa. So far, Google has the best AI-based voice recognition, which is no surprise, because the precision of a voice interaction relates to the quantity of data that you have, and no company in the world has more data than Google, so there's no surprise. But right now, we don't know exactly the strategy that Google is planning for its voice assistant, and how it relates to commerce, and how the relation to Alexa, which has a strong commerce focus, of course, will be. I already talked about that. That's an interesting example that a non-tech company, that a retailer, developed his own hardware and voice assistant. Maybe that's an alternative for many retailers and brands as well, to get closer to the customer and play a major role in the sphere of conversational commerce. Examples of use. AI chatbots have been used as virtual shop assistants. Here you can see a dialogue that has been done, a real dialogue that has been done with a artificial intelligence chatbot. And we will see more of the chatbot stuff in the future. In the past, we found, as customers, we mostly found that annoying, because the interaction, the communication has not been that precise. But if the fact is correct that 2018 is the tipping point year where the accuracy of human threshold will be outpaced by artificial intelligence-enabled voice assistant, then those communication, those those dialogues will become more precise and more convenient in the next month and the next year as well. And online purchase advisors. Somehow we are lost in the big websites that some retailers offer. So voice assistants and chatbots can be a navigator, can be a guide, especially when they know you, when they know your data, when they can generate personal recommendations based on your purchase history, based on your interests and whatever kind of data they gained over the last years. Yeah, I will skip that. Opportunities for retailers and brands, which is the most important thing. Here you can see from hygiene stuff to sports over the big soup company. From all over the retail and brand world, companies, especially in the United States, where Alexa has been introduced almost a year before in Europe, companies are developing skills for Alexa and trying to experiment and get some experience what is happening in the age of conversational commerce. And those are typical questions. What does Nike sound like? Tied for it. The decision to develop unique brand voice is a big one. And this is maybe the most important message. Our study shows us very clearly that the customer loves conversational commerce as long as this is really precise, because it's convenient. If you're standing in a kitchen preparing a meal and then talking to Alexa, asking some questions about recipes or changing your tune-in radio station or control your Spotify account or ordering something for your kids, it's really easy. Nothing is more natural than voice. So maybe there had been a question, why did we use keypads on Blackberries in the past? The answer is simple, because the multi-touch device has not been developed yet in these times. And why do we right now use the multi-touch displays of our smartphones? Because voice recognition has not been developed yet. So it all comes back to the natural way how we communicate. And this will change, of course, everything. The customer will use conversational interfaces more and more in the future. And if you as a retailer or brand do not offer skills for Alexa or your own device, you simply don't take place anymore in the conversational age. And so you're losing customers and the customer contact. So it's really time right now to think about what is my strategy for conversational commerce, whether it's cooperating with Google, with Alexa, or developing your own device with technology partners. Those are important decisions that have to be taken better today than in a month. Yeah, that's what I said. Branding and consumer preference may get lost in the new world of voice. Voice will become the dominant interface, and if you want to have contact with your customers and a close relationship, and an even closer relationship than ever before, you have to have some offerings in the realm of voice. Yeah, of course there will be a race to get in front of the voice searches as well. We have search engine optimization, so maybe we will have voice search engine optimization in the future, because people will ask Google, Alexa, whatever, what is the best soup in Italy, or whatever. And what will be the answer of those voice assistants? We don't know, but if you're not part of the answer, you simply just don't happen anymore. So this will be the next race, maybe for a lot of those service companies that are here, a complete new market. And of course there will be improvements. Right now it's a little bit robotic. The conversation, you have to have a command structure. It's not that natural as we communicate with each other. But that will happen over the next month, I'm pretty sure. So I'm still in time. So back to the customer, convenience and security is surprisingly security. People feel if they talk, the word is gone when it left the mouth. But they have the feeling if they type in something, email on websites, on spreadsheets or whatever, it will stay, it will be stored in data. So they're maybe afraid of that it's not that secure, that someone can hack it or use it for not the purpose that it was intended for. So the customer feels it's more secure. That it's more convenient is intuitively understandable because nothing is more convenient than natural voice. It provides better deals and offers because it's more precise, especially when it's able to generate personal recommendations based on your own personal data. And it's, of course, personalized to my needs. There has been another funny question. They asked Alexa customers, who of you said at least once, "Thank you, Alexa"? And it was more than 90%. It's not a person, it's an artificial intelligence, but we are humans, so if Alexa provides us with a good answer, we act like humans and say, "Thank you, Alexa." We humanize those things, and that gives us more comfort and a good feeling. And those good feeling moments are, of course, those with higher conversion rates. And of course, it helps automate my routine shopping tasks. Maybe some of you like to go shopping, but for new suits, for new shirts or furniture, but who likes to go shopping for butter, yogurt, and that sort of stuff? So all that stuff that is not interesting and not interesting for shopping can be routinized by those artificial intelligences and make us free for the shopping that we desire, that we look at as an experience. So this is the most important thing. The customer wants it for many good reasons, and what the customer wants will change the market, as always. And for brands, of course, our study showed it's a good opportunity to do good marketing. We showed with voice assistance, the Net Promoter Score, an important figure to evaluate a brand or a product, etc., could be increased by 60%, which is really impressive number. So brands can use voice interaction with the customer to build their brand better and make good marketing. And that's what brands as well as retailers have to do. There are risks of developing voice. Our visual and physical branding may be lost because the customer only acts via voice. Platforms like Google or Amazon might control the point of sale if nobody develops an independent voice interaction. Platforms can control the search and selection. Of course, that's what brands and retailers are afraid of. But the risk of not developing voices is bigger. Opportunities in sales, the perception as a company that is boring and not innovative is there, and a missed opportunity, maybe the most important, to connect with the customer, to get closer to the customer. If you, as a company, are in the kitchen, the living and sleeping room of your customers, then you'll be as close as it gets to the customer. So from my opinion, the risks of not developing voice are far higher than the risk of developing voices. But you have to be aware about the fact that, and you have to really think about what kind of strategy is best for your own company. So thank you for your attention, and I guess I'm in time, and I'm open for questions for the next 5 minutes. Thank you.